Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit Venus in Virgo. And first thing I'll look at, what I think is interesting about this is that, okay, you have when Venus enters Virgo, of course, it's making its transition from Venus in Leo into Virgo. And when you look at Venus in Leo is more about flamboyancy in love, really maybe showboating for your lover, and really talking maybe constantly talking about positive attributes. Where Venus goes into Virgo, people in love may be more reticent. They might admire people that are more humble, more modest during this time in relationships. It could also be a time, too, when, okay, Venus entering Virgo, we know that Virgo is a sign that can be judgmental and critical. And it could be a time where you might find people in love and romance, if you have a romantic partner or a lover, might be a little bit more critical and judgmental than usual. And also, you have to remember, too, that Virgo is about really being punctilious with details. And this could be a time, too, where you might be seeing or more observant to certain things connected with a love relationship. It might be noticing some positive attributes or some tendencies of that romantic partner, or it could be some negative ones or a combination of both. But you're going to be generally, collectively, people may be a little bit more astute as far as the details go of that particular partner. And really, also during this time too, this could be more about partners. You might see them coming across as being a little bit more analytical. People in general, they might have more of I guess you could say, a love for things of something analytical, intellectual, being precise with things, being very good as far as things that are detail oriented. It could also be, I mean, you consider that during this time too, that Venus, okay, is not just about love and romance. It's also about things that we may enjoy. And there might be a little bit stronger enjoyment, perhaps collectively, when Venus is in Virgo, about things connected with the sign. It could be, for example, about extrapolation of data, finding that enjoyable. When Venus transits Virgo, it's often at a point during the NFL season, which is the National Football League in the United States, and people often will project statistical data for NFL players to see which ones they might choose on their fantasy football team. So I really think when I look at this, it's interesting that it falls during this time often. And next year, Venus will transit Virgo between September 20th, 2017 and October 14th, 2017. And of course, that falls during the football season. There might be also more of a little more enjoyment in doing maybe things like cleaning, doing, I guess you could say, Virgo-like things, doing things of a health nature, maybe working out vigorously. It might be more enjoyment in connection with that. You might feel, your expression of love during this time might be more about, say, doing chores or errands for a loved one. It could be being of general service and wanting to help, not in an officious or unwanted way, but in a way where you really want to be helpful and really have show them that you love them by doing this. When Venus was in Leo, it was more about extravagance and splurging, spending money on those people. But during this time, what's interesting too is that when Venus transits Virgo in the United States anyway, it's often at or near the point, near the beginning point period of a school year for many people, for kids in elementary, junior high, high school. And what's interesting is that you'll see people buying scholastic items a lot, of course, during this time for their kids, because, I mean, this is a time where, I mean, where you talk about things connected with learning, and Venus is about money as well. So I find that very interesting. And two, this could be a time where you might even have a certain enjoyment of games that might test some kind of analytical ability, such as chess, mastermind, or Sudoku, for example. And those are, I mean, because Venus, of course, is about enjoyment as well. And you might find, given that Venus also is about money, that you may find that during this time you might find yourself purchasing more items that are like associated with Virgo, such as things connected with health and fitness, such as weightlifting equipment, or things, it could be diet pills, it could be another thing. It could be something that you feel is going, just whatever it might be, that just you feel might make you healthier. It could be a period where you might feel in more of an enjoyment getting on some kind of like a more regimented schedule, maybe buying like a day planner or something that would remind you of what you're doing day to day. So as far as a schedule goes, there could be more of a love of routine, perhaps, finding and also finding value, because Venus is associated with values, finding value in working laboriously, perhaps things of a health nature, health, diet, fitness nature, things connected with modesty. You value punctuality maybe more, dependability, reliability. And also just in perhaps even learning, since Virgo is ruled by Mercury, assimilation of information, doing more studying perhaps. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the transit Venus in Virgo, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the transit Venus in Libra. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.